Vatican City, the smallest country in the world. Behind the massive stone walls of the Apostolic Palace lies a door that very few humans will ever enter. This is the Archivio Apostolico Vaticano, the Vatican Apostolic Archive. For centuries it was known by a much more provocative name, the Vatican's Secret Archive. Inside there are over 53 miles of shelving. There are 35,000 volumes of catalogues alone just to tell you what might be in there. We are talking about 12 centuries of history. The personal letters of Michelangelo, the trial records of the Knights Templar, the plea from Mary, Queen of Scots, written moments before her execution, the decree that excommunicated Martin Luther. But for most of its history, this library was a black hole. No one was allowed in. Even today, it remains one of the most restricted places on earth. You cannot browse the shelves. You cannot enter the bunker. And there are sections that remain sealed, guarded by a silence that has lasted 1,000 years. What are they hiding? Is it proof of extraterrestrial life? The missing Gospels of the Bible? Or the true lineage of Christ? This is the mystery. To understand the stakes of the Vatican Archive, you have to understand the power of information. For over a millennium, the Church was the most powerful entity. They crowned kings. They launched crusades. Every decision, every secret treaty, and every confession from a dying monarch ended up in these archives. The secret in the name originally came from the Latin word secretum, which doesn't just mean hidden, it means private. This is the Pope's personal cabinet. But when you are the leader of 1 billion people, your private files contain the blueprints of history. The stakes aren't just about dusty paper. The Church claims the archives are restricted to protect the sanctity of the Church and privacy, but skeptics believe they protect the narrative. If a document were found that contradicted the foundations of the faith or exposed dark alliances, it wouldn't just be a scandal, it could be an existential threat. For 400 years, the archive was completely closed to the outside world. It wasn't until 1881 that Pope Leo XIII finally opened the doors to qualified scholars. But opening the doors didn't mean you could walk in with a library card. To get in, you must be a specialized scholar from a recognized university. You must provide letters of recommendation. You must be vetted by the Vatican itself. Even if you are accepted, the rules are draconian. You are allowed to request only 3 items per day. You cannot use a pen, only a pencil. You are not allowed to go to the shelves. You must request a document by its index number. But here's the catch. You can't see the index for the most sensitive sections. It's a catch-22. You can have anything you want as long as you already know it exists. If there is a document the Church hasn't acknowledged, you will never find it. In the 1980s, the Vatican added a new layer to the mystery. They built a massive 2-story underground vault beneath a courtyard. It's known as the bunker. It is climate-controlled, fireproof, and designed to survive a direct hit from a bomb. Inside this bunker are the most sensitive documents of the last century, specifically the years surrounding World War II. For decades, historians have begged the Vatican to open the files of Pope Pius XIII. Did he do enough to stop the genocide? Did he secretly help hide refugees? Or did the Church strike a dark deal with the Axis powers? The Vatican kept these files sealed for 75 years. When they finally opened them in 2020, they were immediately hit with a global pandemic. This forced the archives to close again just days later. To the conspiracy-minded, it felt like the universe, or the Vatican, was stalling for time. Uncovering secrets of an ancient vault requires a soundtrack that feels like footsteps echoing on marble. That's why I use epidemic sound. When I'm describing the 53 miles of shelving or the bunker beneath the Vatican, I need a specific mood. I use their mysterious filters. I find tracks that feature deep cellos or haunting choral swells. If you're a creator, the right sound design is what keeps your audience from scrolling away. Epidemic Sound gives me over 40,000 tracks that are cleared for use across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You don't have to worry about copyright flagging. Plus, their personal plan is perfect for independent storytellers. Check out the link in the description for a free trial and give your videos gravity. Because the archives are so restricted, the vacuum of information has been filled with some of the wildest theories in history. The most persistent? The chronovisor. In the 1950s, a monk named Father Ernetti claimed that a team of scientists had built a machine that could capture the light waves of past events. He claimed he had seen the crucifixion of Christ and heard Napoleon. The theory goes that the Vatican dismantled it and hid the blueprints in the archive. Then there is the third secret of Fatima. In 1917, 3 children reportedly received 3 prophecies from the Virgin Mary. The first 2 were revealed, but the third was kept in a sealed envelope for decades. When it was revealed in 2000, many felt it was a sanitized version predicting total collapse. And finally, the extraterrestrial connection. With the Vatican's recent openness to brother aliens, some believe the archives contain records of celestial visitations, but the real secrets might be far more grounded and far more damaging. Historians have found evidence of the Inquisition that is far bloodier than admitted. They found the original Index of Forbidden Books, a list that once included works by Galileo and Copernicus. The archive is a record of mind control. But perhaps the most practical reason for the status is the genealogy of power. The archives contain records of illegitimate children of Renaissance popes. They contain financial records of the Vatican Bank, plagued by scandal. If the archives were fully open, it wouldn't just be about religious doctrine, it would be a legal and financial nightmare. There are likely land deeds and art receipts that could lead to trillion-dollar lawsuits from nations and families. The Vatican isn't just protecting the faith. They are protecting the estate. And the estate is worth more than most people can imagine. Even if you were given total access tomorrow, you probably couldn't find what you were looking for. The organization of the archive is a nightmare. It is a collection of fonds, papers donated by specific families. A letter from a 16th century king might be in the French correspondence fond, or it might be in the personal papers of Pope Sixtus V, or in a random box of receipts. You have to learn the mind of archivists from 400 years ago. This chaos by design is its own form of security. You don't need a high-tech laser grid when the needle is hidden in a 53-mile-long haystack of Latin. In recent years, the Vatican has started a massive project to digitize the archives. They want to make the documents available online to everyone, but at the current rate, it will take over 500 years to finish the job. And critics point out that the Vatican chooses which documents are scanned first. The secret archive is slowly becoming a public one, but only on the Vatican's terms. The mystery remains because history is not a dead thing. It is alive. It has the power to inspire, but it also has the power to destroy. As long as the bunker remains guarded, the puzzle continues. The secret library is a monument to the desire to control the truth. It represents a time when knowledge was a privilege, not a right. Whether there are aliens in the basement or 14th century tax records, the idea of the archive is what matters. History is written by winners and locked in vaults. Next time you see white smoke, remember, the man elected is the keeper of secrets. He has the only key to the door we aren't allowed to open. If you were allowed into the bunker for 1 hour, which year would you search for first? The answers are there. They're just 53 miles away.